What's going on, guys? We are back, episode 3 of our OGC Nice Uncut Football Manager career, and today we're going to jump right on into it. We're going to skip on forward and hopefully possibly bring in a signing or two, depending on what goes on, bring out a player or two perhaps as well. It's a lot to do. We've talked about it last episode. We are pretty thin when it comes to just players in general. We've bought up a young 16-year-old here, just trying to fill out the numbers a little bit, and as you can see, we've got the 12 in reserve and the starting 11. We'd like another player or two. Of course, I'd like a left back. We don't have too much in terms of left back. We've got a couple players who can sort of play left back, but no real left backs in that sense. So what we're gonna have to do really is shuffle around, or go forward in the market, find a couple players. It's going to be a challenge to really up the quality of this side, as well as go forward and really make sure that we have enough depth in the squad as well. So let's see if we can look forward to that in just a little bit. We bought in a couple players on loan. We made a signing yesterday off the free market. Mactome, we'll look at him in a moment. Someone who we can possibly bring up, and as you can see, we've got players who are just running out on contract as well. It's going it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. There's a little bit to do here. Lacking potential. This guy seems okay, I would think. Amazala. Yeah, see, the stats aren't great, are they? We're gonna probably I can probably keep this one around, but I'm not so sure there's too much left for him. Fringe player in a couple of years, that's all he wants to do. Wants to find a loan move. We'll just finalize that. Negotiate 1.8 a week. Let's lower that just a touch, so he wants to go forward as well. Just have to go along with this. I'll suggest this. I don't think he's going to play any, so at 1.6 a week, that's not too bad, just to keep him around. As we said, any numbers will do. If he turns into someone decent, then that's just a godsend at that point, essentially. We got a friendly coming up soon. We're not going to play the friendly. I don't tend to play the friendlies. I let the game sim through the friendlies, but we'll have to make sure nobody gets hurt while we go ahead and through in that scenario. Friendlies rejected, friendlies accepted. Got a loan report out here. Mac and Go is out. He's not awful. We just it's just a little bit to do here. I know I'm gonna keep saying it, but we're gonna have to do a little bit here. It's gonna be a struggle to hit our goals and really kind of get this team off the ground. That is gonna be the most difficult option, or the most difficult thing to do, is get this team off the ground. Before our friendly comes up, though, I should save it just to save our first team and make sure that everyone's unchecked, and then everything will be good to go. For those who don't know, if you uncheck everybody, they'll just play it for fitness, which is pretty much how I use the front end there. Top half finish, desired, reach quarterfinal. Just gonna confirm it. So yeah, if you go to tactics and you save, first of all, save team selections. Alright, it's incredibly important. It helps a ton. Got starting 11 going, and then what we can do here is clear entire team selection, and he will pick based on how everybody needs to get going in the fitness wise. And since we don't have a huge squad, getting everybody fit shouldn't be too bad. Dante out 1 to 2 days. He's going to be pivotal for us, especially in those games where we have to sit back just a touch and really fight our way to points. But I think we have a decent enough team for the division. the top half shouldn't be. Well, I'm not gonna say anything because I have no idea yet. But hopefully we can finish top half, finish everything, and kind of get to that point where we don't get fired. This thing is going to be a touch slow during the windows and during kind of international tournaments, but other than that it should be okay. I don't have the greatest computer as of this moment, but during the window it's a bit slow, but after that it should be alright, so not too bad. But yeah, see, he'll just pick based on whoever. It's a decent team he's put out, I suppose. Not too bad. Not all about Les Mayu playing right wing, but it is what it is. And normally I don't like to use the lone players too much. They're more backups when I bring them in, but Unas is here and he's our best right wing by a country mile. Maybe not a country mile, but he's definitely one of the the best options out there, and we're trying to just hit our goals this year. So he will be used. We do have the option to buy him at the end of the year, but though for 23 million, that is a lot of money. We'll see how much money we actually pull into the squad, so that may be just a little bit out of touch, but maybe depending on how much money the board put in and things like that, we may get it, considering, you know, as a newly done takeover, a billionaire here, so it's just going to be one of those things. Match preview. Yeah, see, let's go to staff and make sure the staff match. Delegate. Alright, here we go. Confirm. And we're good. That should be that, yeah. And I'll just sim it. I'd like to win, of course, but this is not necessarily that kind of thing, and hopefully no injuries. We want to get through the preseason with no long-term injuries. Injuries can kill this side. We may get in a bit of trouble as we go forward. Dolberg gets a goal. Dolberg gets a hat trick, actually. We scored 2 after they had a man sent off. It'll have to do. It's already accomplished in his new position. I don't like that he's out there playing right wing. He's definitely not going to play there for us. Definitely going to play in midfield. Box to box, probably, or advanced playmaker can play one of those things. Mazzala, him and Cyprian are going to bounce around just a little bit. And hopefully we just do enough to make sure everybody's fit and ready and rotated enough. That's why we bought in a player like MacDom, who's maybe not brilliant, but for games where we necessarily don't need a win or games where we can afford to rotate, he's in there ready to go, and then we can possibly most likely sell him on. I feel like we're going to end up selling him on at some point anyway. It's just going to have to be that way as we move forward. But July 7th, July 8th, I'm not sure when the season starts. It should start at the beginning of August, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take a look. But I believe that's when it starts. Scouting report goes in. Schedule. Let's take a look. Friendly, the 10th of August. We got Dijon. As we said, we have a pretty decent start to the year. Monaco here. Lille coming, but if we can get some points early on here, you know, 9 or 10 points here, we'll set ourselves up for the season. I feel like we're going to have some difficult runs here. PSG, Marseille, Bordeaux, Rennes. It's a tough little run. It's going to happen again toward the end of the year. So it's going to be a difficult middle, it looks like, or a difficult end, but we're going to have some chunks of games in a row where we can collect points and should collect points, really, and put ourselves in a position to finish in that mid-table spot. I'm not so sure how many teams I think will finish above us. I think Lyon, Marseille, Monaco, Paris definitely going to finish above us. Rennes are a pretty good team. Saint-Étienne in game aren't that great. They tend to have mixed seasons to lose. Aren't too bad. I don't see us having a awful year, which is obviously where I want to be when it comes to really saving our season and making sure we hit the goals that the board want and make sure we get into a position where we are not fired at the end of the year. Because once we get off the ground with this team, we're in a pretty good position. We're in one of those leagues where we can jump up the table pretty quickly and really go ahead and put ourselves in a spot to become one of the powerhouses relatively quickly. After maybe 2 seasons, we can put ourselves in that position. So it's just one of those things. As we get a friendly with Ajax, not too bad. Late, and maybe next year we'll set up our own friendlies. I tend to just set up friendlies in a different manner, get some big teams in, and then progressively get easier as the preseason goes on and the confidence goes up. That's what you want. And then right before the end of the year, you set up a really tiny team and put yourself in a position to really go into the year off the back of a humongous win and everybody's fit, raring to go kind of thing. We have 3 friendlies this week as everyone starts to get pretty good. Let's go to the scouting thing and see if we can find any left backs early here. Nope, it doesn't matter. Not too worried about the contract. Let's try left back and see what we're looking at here. We got some left backs here. They're on loan. See, the issue early on is how players are already on loan. He looks rather good. On loan from Boca. This lad looks really good, actually. Could I... This transfer is not... Oh, see, he's got a future fee. That's a shame. He looks rather good. Even if we could bring him in at the end of the year kind of thing, that would have been a pretty good signing, but we'll have to wait and see as we go forward. Any players we can bring in. We'd probably need one of every position, I would think. So one of the forward line, like a winger who can play on both sides, a left back, only 1 to 2 days, which is good, and then a left back and probably another midfielder as well. I mean, the midfielder roles don't necessarily need one. That's probably last. It'll probably go left back, winger, and then midfielder, but you know, it's one of those things. Munir making too much money for us. Let's go to player search really quick. Clear this up. And then we can go to recommended and see where we're at here. Munir, Rossi, Ikone. He's on loan as well. Oh no, he's not. He's contracted to Lille. Could we bring in Ikone? Possibly. Unavailable until 7/18. That's fine. Installments. Let's try adding just a little bit here. 1.6. And we'll get rid of this. I dislike having that in there. 3.5. Could we go 2.5 and 2.5? 2.5 and 4. What about 2.5 and 3.2? Wow. He is a good little player here. Where'd he go? Inverted winger, someone we're gonna need once Unas leaves. Physicals are pretty good. Nice bit of pace, and everything else could be worked on. Has some good potential. Already operating at a League 1 level. Some of our players are not operating at that level. He looks like he can be really good. That would be a pretty good signing. And to come from someone we're trying to eventually overtake would be even better. What are we looking at here? We'll have to wait till some of these scout reports fully come back. He's a right back. One for left back. We'll hold off looking for just a little bit, but some of these players don't look too bad. He looks pretty good as well. But we're all right at goalkeeper for now, aren't we? Benitez is a little bit better, though technically for a goalkeeper he's much better, isn't he? Averages are the same, but some of these aerial reach, command of area, communication is nice. The passing out is not as nice. Reflexes. It's not too bad, but it's not too huge of a deal. But let's go and get Walter Benitez a new contract as well. Just before we go ahead and forget, important player. That's okay. Comfortable with that. Let's lower this as much as we can. What's 31? What about 27? 29 and a half. 27 and a half. Nice. Alright, we can bring it down. If we could bring it down any, that's where we kind of want to be, but that's not too bad. So let's see. Transfer story leaked. Didn't come from us. Start negotiations. Damn, he wants to be a star player already. Could we possibly get him at regular starter? No. Okay. We'll just go with star player. That's fine. Negotiate contract. He wants 34 grand a week. Sell on fee. Just gonna get rid of that. It's not too bad here. Lower that just a touch. 36. And then we'll lower this. 33 and 1.5. We are not too far apart. You're absolutely right. If I can just get this down just a little bit, that'd be good. 33 and a half. Not too bad. He's unavailable for a little bit. Coming off an injury, I imagine, is what that is. But, you know, we'll have to deal with it. So it's not too bad. Rafael coming into Torino. This is a good transfer, I feel like. It really is. He looks like he's gonna turn out rather good. He's good enough as is, you know, and we're dealing with one of our positions. Someone who can play on the wing. I'm not sure he can play on both wings as well, but we can, if we have to, we can probably move Unas over as well, just to a regular winger if we have to. Let's take a look at Unas really quick. Where is he in the squad? Unas, can he play both sides? He can play both sides, and he can play inverted winger on both sides. He's left-footed. We can play proper winger on that side too. But that would put us in a position there where we've got enough depth along the line here up front, and really left back is the only position of need necessarily, or I feel is the position of need, considering where we are and where everybody is. We can definitely go ahead and take left back into consideration, of course. That's where we want it to go. That's where we want it to be. That's where it looks like it's heading. So we're going to have to get some left backs scouted relatively quickly. We can go in there and take a look, and then we'll go in and see if we have enough scouts on the scouting team before we pull off. We also have a friendly today, Hardenberg. I'm not sure where that club is, but you know, we'll see. Veteran goalkeeper, knowledge. Everyone's set to go, but let's go to the scouting department really quick, or our staff, and see if we need any more scouts. Oh, we've only got 3 scouts. We can find more scouts here. New search, scout, recruitment team, just a regular scout. I'm just looking for any scouts essentially. We can edit our search too. Get some attributes here. Judging player ability, judging potential on 15. Okay, so snuck it down to just a few. Some of these salaries are all relatively the same. Some of these are a little bit lower. Adaptability is not brilliant, but it's not too bad, is it? This guy looks relatively good. Are there more? Let's up this just a touch. Put down 16 and 16 here. Alright, Stewart. Ooh, he looks a good one, doesn't he? Approach the sign. Oh, he wants to be Chief Scout. See, just a regular Scout? He looks really good. We can probably make him Chief Scout, to be fair. He wants to be Chief Scout. Can I up his wages? And then lock it on Scout? Oh, he's fine with it. Okay. Excellent. Alright, so we got one. What about you? Not too bad. Head of Youth Development. No, Scout. He looks relatively good as well. Approach the sign. He just wants to be a Scout. 4.5k a week is kind of a lot. And we can do one more. He wants to be a general manager. There he is, a general manager. Okay, so these two Scouts are the same. Where's he coming from? Cutrone is the head of youth development, so we'll go after him, and he may just want to be a Scout. 6.5k a week. Stop it. No, see, we'll walk away from this. Not what we're looking for. He wants to be a head of youth development. Approach to sign. No head of youth development. We want Scouts, boys. No, see, he wants to be the head of youth development as well. So let's go to the search really quick. Judging player potential is probably where I would like to go a little bit more. Alright, so this lad right here, he looks pretty good, doesn't he? Approach to sign. Scout, Scout, Scout. Lower the price just a touch. We're getting 2k here. Perfect. Alright, so it looks like we're going to bring in 3 more Scouts. Then we're going to go to left back and see if we can go ahead and bring in any players. Actually, can we check to see if any are listed on the transfer market? What are we looking at here? A lot of players who are a little bit older. Yeah, let's try value. Okay. Diego Rico from Bournemouth. Not great, is he? Kurzawa? He doesn't look too bad. Let's scout Kurzawa. He shrunk a little bit in ability, Kurzawa, but still not awful. And he's on the block. No. Okay. Well, let's scout Kurzawa first, and then we'll clear this and go to any left back in general, pretty much. Neil Taylor was on there too, but having Kurzawa come in is not too bad. These are all players interested in a transfer, so we'll just mass scout these guys up here and see if we can just get some in. Anyone down here? Good age. Ojan. Just check some of these younger players down here before we skip forward. 21 and 21. DeMarco, they're all on loan. Not too many young players. Here we go. More on loan. This guy, oh, he doesn't look too bad either. Only 22. We'll wait for some of these to come back, but you know, not too bad going forward. Hopefully we can bring in a good left back, and hopefully Ikone signs as well. And if the scouts sign, we'll be in a position to hopefully move forward nicely as we win 6-0. Dolberg with 4 again, and Leesmayu, and then Pelmard grabbed a goal as well. Not too bad, as Dolberg off to a good start. Let's try making sure he's training right. Advance forward on attack. What are we up here? Decisions, composure off the ball, passing maybe. We'll try upping the passing just a little bit. His technique is already nice. The rest should come along. We'll slowly work our way forward and get all of the training done for the first team as it comes along and we see fit. Ajax soon to come. We're getting close. We're getting toward that first game. I believe next episode we'll start with a game and really, you know, jump into the season once that comes along. This will probably be the last episode where we kind of do the nitty-gritty of the beginning of the season. This also started a little bit earlier than I thought it was going to. Started around 10 days before the July opening, or the July window. A lot of the other ones don't do too much there, but either way, it's not too big of a deal. Scouting meeting coming in. I like to do these just to get, mainly like to do these to get rid of these players here so they don't keep on getting scouted. Kareem Fry, remember him. Looked like he was going to be very, very good for a long time. But we're going to have scouts all over the place, so that's exactly where we kind of want to be. Looking all over. We're going to have to bring in youth. So if we have to bring in youth, we'd like scouts all over the planet, really. We can only have the 4 players that are not European, though. So we're going to have to be very picky of who we kind of bring in to the side when it comes to players outside of Europe. Brazilians and Argentinians, South Americans, you know, Asia and that sort of stuff. Training schedule's good. And forward we go. Ajax coming. I'm interested to see how the computer the computer kind of gets it going against Ajax. I believe they use our system in when we sim through. I believe the system gets used that we've put into place. I'm just not 100% positive on that. But if it does, then we get to see how our system is actually working against everybody else. We have a system for teams that are better than us, teams that we have to deal with is he signs a contract, which is very good. We have a system against teams we think we're better than, and then a system against teams that we'll have to deal with on the counterattack away from home against teams that are better than us, you know, PSG, Monaco, Lyon, those types of games as we go forward. But we got our scouts coming in. Close to signing. Very nice. He completes his move, send on intention language course, and recommends signing. And see if they bring back anybody that we can go ahead and jump on into, because they will have full scout reports on the players they bring back, or at least some sort of scout report on the players they bring back. And that's what we're looking for. And here comes the Ajax game. And then we've got Lusana Sport. I'm not so sure if we have another friendly before the new year. I think we do. Some of these players look pretty decent, though the wages are not where I want them to be. As you can see, some of these players who aren't super great still fill up pretty nicely on the star level, and while that's not necessarily a huge issue if you know how the star levels work, it just says a little bit about the overall strength of the squad, just a little bit. Pleased to sign a player of this caliber. The squad is now overloaded with players who can play attacking midfielder. Okay, doesn't play attacking midfielder, but it is what it is. Team registration. Let's just get them in there. Let's get we can put everybody in there. Why not? Right? Because the squad can be however size, except for, you know, however the 4 players that we can't get going. Send unintentional language course. So Ikone, Jonathan Ikone, not too bad, is he? Let's go to development. We're not going to play him out there. Oh, on vacation. Due to return on the 18th in a day, and then we'll take a look at him and see what he's not going to play attacking midfielder though. He's going to play out on the right. He's our future player for the right. Well, he's not necessarily a future player, but we've done pretty well here. Dolberg with a goal, Danilo with the goal. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too upset with that. This is a friendly, of course, but hung along pretty well with Ajax at home. I'm interested to see how the system works out. We're gonna get a taste of that next episode. Rennes and Lille going 2-2. We got some other friendlies going on here and some other actual games. Alright, now let's take a look at Ikone. He can play Shadow Striker, Playmaker. Can play all of those, but I really want him out wide. His attributes suit it a little bit more, I feel like. So let's go to training. Why? Isn't today January, February, March, April, May, June, July? July, right? I'm not crazy. We'll check in a little bit of when he's back and ready to feature and do his bloody training. We're also going to check to see if we have another friendly. If not, I can try and schedule one just to keep everything rolling here. Schedule. We've got we've got 3 friendlies still. Barca and Newcastle, and then we've got a friendly here. French Nationals, yeah, 2. Friendlies, yeah, so we've got 4 friendlies still before the season kicks off, and we still get a week in between our friendly and our first game, which is kind of where we want to be. I don't like putting friendlies like right on like midweek before a new season. I never quite like doing that. So we are going to avoid doing that here. It's just going to be one of those things. It's on a sport coming, and once, as I said, once we get out of the transfer window, this speeds up just a touch. One day I'll have a really good computer where it just flies. One day, but not today. Alright, scouting meeting coming in. Keep on scouting, boys. That's Sigurdsson. Discard. Discard. We're also going to have to bring in players that we have to move on eventually. We'll get Palmar some praise. What's today? The 19th? Is he good to go now, Ikone? There we go. Alright, so we'll attacking midfielder right. I'm going to put him as an inside forward. We are playing an inside winger, or an inverted winger over there, but the crossing doesn't look too great on that at the moment. And we'll go with, what else goes on crossing? Technique. Passing kind of goes to a little bit more, so we'll go with that. But we'll go to tactics really quickly. Take a look at this. Can we go inside forward on support here, and then inverted winger there? We'll try 2 inside forwards for now. I think inverted winger on this side, moving back a little bit, will kind of, these two will kind of be occupying this similar-ish position. Not exactly where I want that to be, so we'll hold off on that. We'll see how 2 inside forwards work. If we move them to inside winger or inverted winger, it's not really too huge of a deal. The crossing isn't brilliant, but everything else is really nice, so we can definitely work with that. And hopefully it works out. It should work out. And it should put us in a good position. And to get a good winger, someone who's going to be on the team for a long time early on, to deal with that loan spot that Unas has and not have to, and probably won't end up being an issue. We won't probably buy off that player there. So, I mean, it'll be very, very nice for us to get that out of the way. We won't have to spend the $23 million. I didn't think we were going to spend the $23 million anyway. But that pressure, you know, having that pressure go off a little bit is nice. Ganogo grabs a goal, Dahlberg grabs a goal, Burner grabs a goal, all in the first half. They sweep aside them pretty easily. We got Barca coming, which will be a bit of a test. And hopefully we pass it. Dahlberg playing out on the left got an 8.3. He is able to play on the left as an inverted winger. He's right-footed, so he can definitely play inside forward here as well, if need be, which is good. And we have plenty of players who can play a couple of positions, which is really want to do. It's nice having those players you can swap around just in case you get an injury here or there. And considering how thin we are, the ability to players to move around in the squad is where we kind of want to be. It's just obviously very, very nice to have. And Dahlberg being able to play on that left, him and Maulida being able to play both positions and cover up that left-hand side and the striker position is obviously great to have. Season ticket sales, 11,039, not too bad. Do we have television coverage for a friendly? That's pretty cool. We'll deal with it. Another save. If you don't have autosave on, I recommend putting autosave on. It'll save your life, let me tell you. Rolling autosave so you can go back and take a look at other things. I have 3. I don't have some, like, as many as some of the other YouTubers have. I've seen them go, you know, holding on to things right from the beginning of the save, and, you know, they got a million saves in there. You don't necessarily need all that, but the ability to go back, you know, a week just in case something corrupts or anything like that, it's just, it'll save your life. It saved mine once or twice. It'll save your life going forward. So put autosaves on, save teams, save your starting 11, save your... we got an injury. 3 to 4 weeks. Turning sharply. That's okay. He's, at least it came from someone like him who's 4th or 5th choice at his position. So 5th choice at center back and 3rd choice at left back at the moment, I believe, is where Palmard is. So at least that came and went on a player like that, and not someone super important. Injury updates: sprained ankle ligaments, more suited to under 19s, so we'll put him there. Makengo, Thuram, Burzo could be as good as him. Not so sure about that, but you know, we're gonna try and develop everybody as best we can and move players on if nothing really happens. Assignment finished. I have stopped scouting this player because he has joined another club. Okay. Messed up. Alright. We got Barca coming. August 1st is right around the corner. We're probably going to get through these 3 friendlies, and then we're going to end the episode. As I said, episodes will be between half hour and an hour, depending on what we're doing, how we're going about it, how quickly we're going about it. Has to be ability to be a part of the squad. Squad player. Finalize promises. Negotiate contract. 3 years. Lower his wage a little bit. 13,000. That's not too bad. Keep him around another 3 years. Normal bonuses. Has anyone tried putting it on low bonuses? Does that make everybody annoyed? I would think it would. I'm not going to touch it, but I would think it would. And would players be more determined if you have a determined squad? Would they be more determined to go after a higher one? I never mess with that. It's always on normal. I never go after it. we'd have to. I'm interested to see how that would go, really. Alright, so let's see. Impressive. And the loss. Last mate. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where are we going? 2021. Still got 2 years. We're going to have to get that contract sorted this year at some point. But as I said, I want to bring in the left back before we really move to one of those positions and start handing contracts out. Yeah, he'd be pretty good. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. Loan from Boca at Celta Vigo. He looks a relatively good player, doesn't he? Keep scouting. What are these midfielders? Waiting to see if our left backs are starting to come up. Not quite. We can actually probably go take a look at those in a second. Advance one more time and then go take a look. Got the Barca game coming as well. You know, the more I think about the team we have, if we shore up left back, the better the year I think we're going to have is. Hopefully the tactics work out right. Ikone needs a number. So does this lad. He's a striker, but a younger kid. What number do we give him? 17. Ikone. We'll go with 7. Star player coming. I tend to like to give 7 to strikers, but 7 to a players. And wow, I am so nervous to click on what this is. You have no idea. Ah, 1 to 3 days. Thank God. Thank God that is only 1 to 3 days. Jesus. that is scary stuff. Are any of these coming in? He is. But that's about it. None of our other scout reports are starting to come in yet. Available shortly. I'm not sure how many days it is to actually get that going. Or how many days it'll take before those start coming in. I believe it's 21, if I remember properly. We're definitely not at that point yet, but I'm pretty positive it's 21. Just wanted to look. Top scorer odds for the year: Mbappe, Neymar, Cavani, and then Ben Yedder, and then Dembele and Depay. Top 3 come from bloody Paris, which is just great. They're going to be a fun team to deal with. Hopefully someone like City just comes in and takes Mbappe, and then Barca takes Neymar, and then we have a little bit of a better route toward dealing with PSG. We got 3 friendlies left. Everyone should eventually be fit afterward. I'm not so sure how many players won't be fit, but they should be fit. Where are we at? 45 minutes on this video. 40-ish. We're going to get to this Saturday here, do this friendly, and then we'll stop. In the next episode, we just got a week, and then this new season starts, and we are ready to bring in, or we're ready to kind of deal with the new season, jump into the new season. Kranovitzer, look at you. Oh, Milenkovic, yeah. He'd be a good signing, wouldn't he? I don't need any center backs as of yet. If a really good center back comes along for a really cheap price, we may go in and collect one, because I think next year, once Dante's getting up there, he's 35 already, we're gonna need to bring in another center back, younger, I believe. So it's going to be difficult. 1 to 3 days. Held the draw 0-0. We actually outplayed them by the looks of it. 15 shots to 5, half the possession. Not too bad. They've got some younger players going. Not sure who this lad is, but not too bad of a result, I guess. A 0-0 with Barcelona. We'll definitely take it. We'll definitely take it. Forward we go. Hopefully the injuries stayed low. We haven't gotten just the one injury of a player who's inconsequential, really, to start the year. It's not necessarily a player who's going to get a ton of time going forward. So if we can just keep it this way, injury-wise, we'll definitely be in one of those positions to start the year injury-free, really, which is really, really good. What is this? Players in, players out. Who are you? Just one of the youngsters we paid for. Apparently we bought him in for 3.6 million. 17 million for Casper Dolberg. Chalet left for free, but Shiley left for free too. He was really good the last game, and I'm really annoyed that he's not on the squad anymore. He signed his new contract, which is good. Walter got a couple of players tied down for another couple of years. Walter, Benitez. We're gonna have to get Lace Mayu a contract a little bit going forward. Probably some point this year, once we get to a position in the year where everything's kind of, you know, calmed down. We're well into the season, you know. Hopefully we're doing all right, and then we can start to really make moves on what the future will hold when it comes to, you know, dealing with the squad, building on the team, building on the finances. I like to get everything started at a point where we can go forward and really look good and things like that, and then I like to get the long-term things buckled down once we really get off our feet when it comes to, you know, just starting out, making sure the tactics are right, making sure we're not getting fired, sort of thing, and then we can build on it and really put ourselves in the right position going forward. That tends to be how I do it. I don't like to get the long-term things up and rolling immediately. I just like to do it the opposite way, where we do the short-term things and get them right, and then we can build on them with the long-term things there. Betty Ashile is someone I bought in my FIFA career. He turns out to be pretty good, so we'll scout him and see how that works. He's already made 20 appearances for Monaco, or is that the Monaco 2? It doesn't look like it. The reserve team. Monaco. That'd be a pretty good signing at center back if he turns out to be pretty good. Once again, taking from rivals around us as well is really good. I mean, taking Ikone away from Lille is a really good bit of business. One, so we get a starter at right wing. We deal with a problem position, or something that will be a problem position at the end of the year, but we also take from a rival, which is obviously very good. I love the squad restrictions here. The squad restrictions aren't crazy for France. You can actually kind of overdo your squad just a touch, as long as you don't get too many players from outside the continent. It's a really nice spot to be in. We got a fullback here. And forward we go. Got Newcastle here at home. Can we build on the... We've had a good preseason when it comes to matches and things like that. We've had a very good preseason. Inbox. We won 2-1, 18 shots to 7, 62% possession. Ikone with the goal, and then Carroll, and then Ikone again. So Ikone grabbing 2 goals. Not sure where he was played that game, but we can take a look. Inside forward, so he did play out on the right and scored 2 goals. It's good to get his goals off early. Important dates in August, and then we got the games coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, all along the line. I believe we have a cup in there. I'm not so sure. Not 100% positive, but not too bad. Eriksson transfer saga set to develop to PSG. That would not be something we needed. Income this month, 3 million from TV revenue mostly. We spent a little bit in the transfer market, but it doesn't look like we overspent really. Porter happy with the pleasant atmosphere. Very good. Very, very good. It's a good first month according to the board. It's not like we can mess too many things up really. as we go forward. Keep scouting him, not him. Jeremy. I've heard of him. His name goes around a little bit. We'll have to see how that scout report comes. Just get rid of the red ones already. Never really signed the red ones. There's a reason they're red. The game may not... he wants a new contract too, Natal. 2022. Star player could still improve. Let's talk to him a little bit. Ask Dante if he can deal with it first. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is Dante going to be one of those captains? I fully deserve a new contract here. I'm a much better player. If I wanted to, the club can't afford your terms. I'm not going to back down here. Fine. We'll just give him his new contract. I'm not too worried about it. What's he on now? Oh, he's only on 8.5k a week. Okay, that's fair, right? I mean, that's completely fair. We're gonna get rid of this. You're not getting a salary raise. Alright, well, to be fair to him, he probably deserved a better contract than 9.5 grand a week. So it's just one of those things. I'll let him have it. And we're gonna go another day or two. Just get through this. Just get through this last friendly, and then we'll end the episode here. It's already getting long, 52 minutes. Or the thing's been going for 52 minutes, probably closer to 50, but still. A rather long time. In the next episode, we are going to get in to some games, which is pretty cool. We'll finally get rolling into the season. And hopefully, we start off well. We got Dijon at home to start the season. We'd like to really get going. Just itching to kind of get on the pitch, get some games rolling, see how the team's working out, get some players growing. Just itching to get out there. Besiktas. So we got on here. Newcastle beat Schalke. Everybody should be kicking off on the 10th or close to the 10th. 9th, 10th, 11th. Most countries should be kicking off that point. Or England at minimum should. Scouting, knowledge, discard, fitness test. Alright, here we go. We'll see how this goes. And then the episode will end. I hope you folks have enjoyed this episode, of course. We'll see how it ends first. And there it is. A 1-0. 15 shots to 1. Dolberg with the goal. And it is what it is, guys. But that is going to be the end of this episode. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Of course, stay tuned for more. In peace.